Shout out 94 Feet Podcast. My main man,
Sure.
Coach JT in the building. What up, big dog?
What up? What up? What up? What up?
Hey,
Jesse, everybody, what's up?
So I had to ask before we get into the Kings and all this other stuff. We had to get into some the real stuff, the real talk.
Okay.
What happened at the end of the West Sac League? Who
Not at
won?
the
I don't even
end.
know who won the game.
We lost.
Oh, well,
I
so we
didn't play.
champions.
I
We
didn't play.
air horns for me. Air horns for me. You know what I mean? Me and my
But
boys
let me-
champions. Shout out Confucius Kings. You know what it is, baby. We
Let me-
champs, undefeated season. You know the
See.
vibes. One more time. Air horns again. We doing what we
You
can.
can't tell. I'm 2 weeks off of torn Achilles.
Well, that's so you tore it.
I tore it.
So look, man, I only asked because
Yep.
I saw you, champagning and campaigning in a couple videos,
space boot on.
Yeah. And I said, yo, he's in a boot.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Because the initial diagnosis I thought was a calf
was a
situation.
pulled calf, supposedly. But went back to the sports med. But it was like, I guess I was also blessed with a little bit of that bionic in me. He was like, the muscle around it is strong. Because I didn't walk. I walked home, drove home, didn't limp off. It didn't fall like this.
Oof.
I'm still two-stepping at the function. But he was like, you tore it. I said, all right. But I was already a month in.
That's crazy.
I had 2 more weeks, 3 more weeks in the boot, rehab, man. So as you can tell, it's getting better every day.
Yeah, man. Well, you're out the boot, so that's a good look.
Yeah,
that's
for sure.
Thing,
and but it's all good.
Shout out to my man Jay Cliff. I talked about it the other day. He was the other dude on my team. He tore his Achilles in that game, man.
So the week before, somebody else, I don't know, I can't think of my boy's name. He a barber. Same thing. I said it was the month for Achilles.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm coming.
Hey, so officially, yes, officially. Officially. God bless. Good night.
Oh, it's
I'm
over.
Done.
It's over.
Over.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm coming back next year.
Don't
I need to get out while I'm ahead, man.
Stay in the lab with the young buck. Get your shots up. No more 5-on-5, bro. It ain't worth it.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Appreciate you though, man. It's good to see you. Good to be back, Jess. Everybody, man, it's popping. Every time I come here, it's a party.
It is, man, all the time, man. We just out here. This is what we do at the Odyssey Studios, man.
Yes,
we have a good time with everything, man. And we're just gonna get right into it. We're gonna talk about the biggest thing going on in this city right now.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? DeMar DeRozan, the Sacramento King.
Welcome.
What was your thoughts when you heard DeMar DeRozan was going to be a King?
Initially, like y'all, about time. Just something. First off, waiting on some news.
Mm-hmm.
Now it was just excitement about the having another top level guy, I believe, on the team, but also for us depth. Like, thank you. We have a contingency plan via, as we know, injury, right? Just super excited for him. He's a hard worker, demeanor. Been following him forever since USC, but just his overall career, he's somebody that you should want on your roster, even at this stage in his career, I believe.
I keep talking about it every time it comes up, but it just the more I hear from him, the introductory press conference, the way he, it's a little thing, but the people in the media really appreciate it, whatever, stayed with everybody to have a one-on-one interview, gave everybody his time and all this other stuff. The thing that just keeps sticking out to me is his level of discipline and focus as a man first, and as an athlete. And I was telling Jesse, there were other guys that, I was interested in and that I liked or whatever the case may be. But when we see everything out in front of us now, I feel like DeMar DeRozan is the perfect guy for what this team is trying to do right now. So the perfect guy.
I wouldn't say perfect on my end.
Talk to him.
I was more so perfect wise. I was going Kuzma perfect. That stretch 3-4 to still play small but have some size. Like Kuzma's size was something I feel we need as far as versatility against a two-way. DeMar, his work ethic, his grind is great defensively both ways. He's a solid player, he's strong. However, the height bothered me a little bit looking at OKC, looking at other teams with bigger 3s and 4s who, again, we need more length at that position, I thought. But as the next best thing, yeah, definitely happy because Kuzma was first for me, DeMar DeRozan was second. But I would have liked Kuzma first, probably based upon a little younger too. And you know what I'm saying, but also now proven, right? He's been through the fire too, got a ring, tried to lead, didn't work, took over scoring. So him to fall into that role, I think that was a better fit overall for the style of play we play currently.
I like Kuzma a lot more than most people do. I think Kuzma's perfectly fine. I think if you got him here in Sacramento, he'd be just fine. Like I don't have any issues with Kuzma. He was first on my list as well. I wanted Brandon Ingram as well. I understood Laurie marketing and all this other stuff, but DeMar, there's some intangibles that DeMar brings to the table, and a level of toughness, mentally, emotionally, and physically that he brings to the table that I think he's going to flourish with this team, and this team is going to flourish with him because of what he brings to the table in that respect.
He has that just that grown man mentality, right? Like it's business for me. Night in, night out, game on the line. Let me lead the troops, or I know what I do well, and I'm just going to do that because you can't stop it, which he's proven time and time again.
And that's what I talk about with the discipline, right?
Yeah.
Like I've said it a number of different times. You see him, the way he speaks and the way he approaches the game in his career and his professionalism, and then you talk about stuff like how the game has changed and everybody's shooting a three and they spreading the floor out and all this other stuff. And DeMar is disciplined enough to know his strengths to say, yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to get caught up in that. I'm not going to feel like I need to put up a bunch of threes to hang around in this league. I'm going to do what I do as good or better than anybody else in this league. Get to my spots, get to them elbows, get 16, 17 feet away and go to work. And he hasn't fallen. I don't want to say it's a trap, but he hasn't fallen into trying to ride the wave of, I need to be a 3-point shooter. He said, I'm disciplined enough to stick with what got me here.
My question to that is, though, now with the system that's in place currently with Sacramento, to me, even last came on a couple of times, the spacing for that 15 in his strengths, I believe it may be restricted a little more because of the lack of shooting from Sabonis from the 3-ball position. He's going to have to.
But I'll say this though, like spacing for him or for the team in general.
For DeRozan. Well, we got guys that want to get downhill.
Who you helping off
downhill?
Of?
Huh?
Who you helping off of? If he's at the elbow, and he's got.
But where's Sabonis going to be at in the whole thing? Where's he going to go?
He's going to be at the block. DeMar will get to the basket, but that's not. He doesn't have to live off that. If Sabonis is in the dunker spot, and DeRozan is 15 feet away at the elbow, he'll do a couple shifties and get up and rise and fire over the top of you. He don't have to get to the bucket for like that shot, that mid range from 15 feet away. That's probably an 80% shot.
Yeah,
from him.
That's a layup for him. But for me, I would like to see I can't wait to see how the continuity of it comes to play.
And he is a creator for others. So if he does attack the basket and he draws Sabonis guy because he's there to help, it's just a dump off, and Sabonis will either finish or Sabonis will get that in the help to helper situation. Now you kicking out the shooters. Now the help to helper, Sabonis gets that dump off from DeRozan. You got to go help and stop Sabonis. We kicking it out to a wide open Keegan Murray or a wide open Keon Ellis or a wide open Malik Monk, and that's how we hurt you.
But to me right now, that sounds great. I got you. But what I've seen Sabonis do when the dump off sometimes is you got to catch and go right up. Like that's the one thing I think difference in, like, you look at Dallas, you look at even Lakers.
Oh, them boys can't finish.
No.
Them boys can't finish.
Who?
Them boys in Dallas. They can't finish like Sabonis. Like they
lobs.
They do that. They do the lobs. How many lobs they getting though?
That's the game. A lot.
They ain't getting a lot. They getting enough
Boston,
to be effective.
Throw it to person. It's a lob. It's a 4-out winning game now.
Boston's different.
OKC Thunder. It's a 4-out winning game, and even Chet goes out, shoots the shots. So that's what I'm saying. We don't have that. Yes, he may be in a dunker spot, but he don't catch the lob threat to draw to. It's a dump off. He's going to give you that, and don't let him be on that right side. He got to turn this way.
Sabonis, I am not worried about Sabonis at all. Sabonis was 20-13, All NBA 13. If he pump fake, he can pump fake himself to another All NBA.
I'm cool off that. I don't want to see pump faking.
No 20-13. 20-13.
Yeah, I don't. I need a bucket or go make 2 free throws.
He's giving you buckets. He's giving you 20-13.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it needs to be. Well, now that will
like all those guys that you talk about.
Yeah,
they're not giving you the production Sabonis is. None of them.
I understand, but the style of play fits what the NBA, I believe, is right now.
I understand. I don't really care how it looked though. None of them guys, the Lively's, the Gaffords.
But what does that allow you to do, though?
Chet Holmgrens, they not giving you the same.
That allows Fox to get downhill, Monk to the basket, Keegan to the basket. That allows paint touches.
I understand.
Which you need to get those spray threes, correct?
I understand, but it's gonna look a little different this year. They're not gonna be as reliant on the 3-point shot. They're not gonna be as reliant on.
So does that mean we don't score many points anymore?
No, I think they're going to be dynamic offensively. I think they're going to be even more versatile now on the offensive end. They're going to get to the line a lot more than they did. They're going to have a different variance to their offense with DeMar DeRozan there. Because now you can't say we're going to stay home on the threes and nobody else is going to create.
Yeah.
Now you got at least 3 creators on the floor most of the time when you talk about Fox, Monk, and DeRozan that can go get their own.
I'm ready to see that small ball lineup with Trey Lyles and for Sabonis. And then you got Keegan.
Yeah, well, look, I mean, A month ago was Sarah Hodges. Now it's Coach JT. Everybody hating Domantas Sabonis.
Don't hate it. Don't hate it at all. Don't hate it.
When you want to see the small ball?
I mean, I'm saying I can't wait to see it because I just feel the space. It's about spacing right now. You know this. You know you want to play in space. You don't want to have nobody clogging the lane when you drive to the rack.
DeMar
you don't want to have that.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's fine for DeMar. It's about the 5% for us, though. I feel that's the weakness to a certain extent as far as letting the guards be aggressive. Because when he's somebody down there, then that's when you get Monk taking them tough old threes. You get taking them side steps instead of it's downhill, midi, or shoot this straight three.
Let me ask you a question.
Yep.
What's the difference between being able to do all that before? Like, why would it be much different now with DeMar DeRozan as opposed to when Harrison Barnes was there?
It'd be different because at least Harrison Barnes would step out to the three more consistently.
Nobody respected him.
That's why he was.
So it don't matter if you step out. If the defender's not going out with you and respecting you, you can be in the parking lot. So they're not gonna go out with you.
DeMar doesn't shoot the three, right? So now at the free throw line, knowing I can play a zone for a half, whatever the time limit is of that zone, and still sag off, there are gonna be more bodies in the paint. So now you're going 3 out, basically 2 in. There's no spacing.
You're going, but you got a guy in DeMar DeRozan.
He's got to kill at the
will operate.
He's got to kill
in those spots and dominate.
But does that hinder the other 2 guards you got? You just pay one guy $80 million. And you just about Fox. Does that hinder their performance throughout the game? Is what we got to find out.
I mean, I don't think it hinders their performance. Okay. Maybe the numbers might look a little different.
Okay,
but I don't think it hinders their performance because let's just be honest. With no disrespect, because we talked about it. I got my man Coach JT here with me here on D-Lo in KC. Today, oh man, my mouse went dead. We'll get to the other part in a second.
Yeah.
But let's just be honest. I got all the love and respect for my guy or whatever, and we showed that love and respect. But nobody was really tripping off Harrison Barnes.
Oh yeah, understood.
So it wasn't as drastic as they were playing 4-on-5 on offense. I don't want to say that.
No,
it wasn't that drastic.
But still, your coach, right? You know, hey, we'll give those up. He's got to make a couple of those to beat us.
What you giving up now?
Yeah. No, if that's the trade-off, okay. Because he's gonna make 8 out of 10 from the mid-range. That's a layup. That is true.
You sag off Monk or say you sag off DeRozan because he can't shoot the three.
Yeah.
DeMar either gonna catch that ball on the move. Once he catches that, that swing pass on the move and get to the cup and he draws fouls and gets to the line.
Yeah.
Or he's just gonna pull up at that 15-foot mark and cash out.
And you did say, because for some reason, since Fox wasn't getting calls, now maybe if DeRozan gets those early, now Fox may get whatever 3 or 4. Those are free throws for him for some reason that he didn't get last year, but which I do think we do know to help, right? You get free throw attempts up, that'll help overall. Absolutely. Then I also like the fact, bro, of having 2, maybe 3 closing guards that one of those 3 can make a shot. I love that idea.
And I love that. And really at the end of the day, because we talk. I'll ask you a question real quick. You're listening to ESPN 1320 KIFM West Sacramento and Odyssey Station. D-Lo and Casey, brought to you by Sky River Casino. Shout out to my people over there. We got my man Coach JT,
yes, sir.
94 Feet Podcast, hanging out with me today for a little bit. And I'll ask you this question. All the concerns that we have for the spacing and all this other stuff. Malik Monk, he's going to be in there in the closing lineup, correct? Should he be there in the starting lineup?
I guess money-wise, yes, but coaching-wise and what you need, you're going to be my highest paid 6th man of the year. Just the fact of how the flow, watching Keon Ellis last night, okay, I see a little more confidence in the young fella. I see him more role-wise, but a bench is important. A bench is important, especially when you have somebody explosive as that going on. It's not about always who start, who finish. I understand that's the cliche of it, but also what do we have off the bench numbers-wise, offensively, if he starts? That's proven, I guess, right now. Right now, he's stamped as a proven scorer off the bench. Who else does Kings have who can give us something off the bench?
I mean, you would have Keon if he was coming off the bench. I think he'd give you, 6-7 points a game. It's still yet to be determined what's going on with Kevin Huerter. You know what I mean? If he's going to be around or whatever the case may be. But the bench scoring, I think as a collective between Trey Lyles, and I'm just saying Malik Monk is the starter. Trey Lyles, Keon Ellis, and Kevin Huerter.
Not enough. I'm watching last season when it was Monk, Lyles, and Davion. It was maybe 2 out of 3. They all were not consistent enough, especially that last home stretch. I'm like, you take it.
Monk wasn't there.
No, before Monk got hurt, he still because he had a couple.
Fine. They was like 5th in the Western Conference.
But he had a couple games where Monk didn't. He had a good one. Then he dropped weight. It wasn't consistent.
For sure. But when Malik Monk was there, they were a verified top 16.
So then out of that, so now you're removing that. What do you have off the bench?
You got, like I said, you got Keon, you got Herter, you've got Trey Lyles in there. That's going to combine for probably about 15 points, 15 to 20 points coming off the bench.
But that's different when you got Monk coming off. He give you 25 piece with a Davion with 9 pieces. I mean, that's okay with 7. That's lower, 15, 16. But Davion gave you 7 or 8. Lyles gave you 7 to 8. That's a number I think we need in the West as far as the tempo and offensive firepower. You got to have that.
But you're going from a combined 22 points in the starting lineup to with Herter and Barnes.
Mm-hmm.
You're going from 22 points in the starting lineup to probably 35 points in the starting lineup
with 2 players,
with Monk and DeRozan if they're playing.
Like I said, it's gonna be. To see that
last year with Herter doing what he did or not doing what he did,
right.
and Harrison Barnes not doing what he did. Yes, you need Malik's 15 off the bench.
Uh-huh.
If you have a starting lineup with DeRozan and Malik Monk in there, and like I said, the combined when I come up with that number, I'm talking about the combined point total of Harrison Barnes and Kevin Herter was probably around 22 points for those two. Now you bring DeRozan and Malik Monk in there, and we'll say DeRozan gets 20. We'll say Malik gets 15. You've added 50. You went plus 15 to your starting lineup.
So it's just the fact of how you rotating them players in and out at that point.
That's really what it comes down to. And to me, I don't want to say it don't matter, but it's Malik gonna be closing.
No, yeah, but it's like at all times,
closing.
3 of those guys got to be on the court at the same time, right? You got to, or 2 of those, at least 2, right? 2,
at least 2 of them
and
at
then
all time.
You space it out right into quarter timeouts, all that, because that is a lot of offensive firepower.
Mm-hmm.
But you want to maximize that continuously to be consistent with it. Like it don't, I mean, they got potential to score a lot of buckets, but then it's only one basketball at the end of the day still too.
Yeah, I don't have any problem with Keon starting. I don't have any problem with Keon starting. I love Keon's game. I love how he's developed and improved. It seems like every time I see him, he gets better.
So
who's
guarding the best player if he doesn't start? The best guard, I'll say, if Keon don't start. Who do we pick?
Probably De'Aaron.
I don't like that. I think for him to be
De'Aaron. I mean, so this is the study that I wanted to go down.
Okay.
Right. So everybody talks about the Kings defense, and they didn't do anything to address their defense or whatever the case may be. Number one, they've got 2 All-NBA defensive caliber players on their starting.
Who's that?
Fox and Murray. They are all defensive caliber players.
Okay.
So you got that. You got that already. People just kind of dismiss that and act like that's not even there. But you've got that already.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go with the idea of Malik Monk starting, just for argument's sake. You got Malik, maybe DeRozan, maybe if they're going up against Dallas, we'll start with Dallas. You probably will go with De'Aaron on Kyrie. And that's been the matchup for the last couple of years.
Okay.
De'Aaron's done perfectly fine with that. You got to be careful with fouls and stuff like that. But at that point,
who guarding Clay?
Whoever. Clay ain't doing nothing. What's Clay doing?
I'm just saying, he got something to prove right now. So I'm pretty sure to be different.
Monk will guard him.
Okay.
What is Clay gonna do?
The second best shooter ever.
I ain't even saying it like he's not nice or nothing like that. I think he averaged 17 points a game or something like that last year.
Yeah.
But it's not like he ain't gonna. First of all, he's not gonna get the ball enough to just destroy you and make your life a living hell. Second of all, he's a perimeter shooter at this point. That's all you got to do is try to work off screens. He's not a creator at this point.
So who's running off those screens, though? I'm saying defensively. Who's going to do that? Like Keon does that. Even last night in the summer league game, I'm like, this dude is everywhere.
Keon does that as good as anybody. And that's fine. But this goes to my point. Keon probably isn't going to be there at the end of the game. So like we can have a discussion and worry about who's starting.
Yeah.
But in the last 5 minutes,
so why not?
Malik is going to have to be there.
Up to at home.
Who's coming out?
I don't know, but you need to put your best defender. I'm still saying it's got to be. I mean, it depends.
You taking Malik out?
It could be, yeah, because he's not a great defender. He's not.
If the guy's you talked about him off the bench. If he came off the bench and got 25, and there's 5 minutes left, he ain't coming out.
His job's to score, though.
He ain't come. If he got 25 and it's a tie game with 5 minutes to go,
and
you taking him out?
I got to get that last possession.
Hell no.
Does he rebound? Does he rebound the ball?
I ain't talking about the last possession. I'm talking about 5 minutes left in the game.
Hey,
sure,
man.
if you up 1 with 7 seconds to go, yeah, you can take Monk out at that point and put defense, offense, whatever the case may be. Sure.
So what was
5 minutes to go, and Malik got 25. You ain't taking him out.
Who did that? Oh my God! They actually saw it in an NBA game, like offense, defense, possessions, late game, defense to offense, like that. Like that is a real thing. They still do it. It don't get as much like attention, I guess, because of baseball. But to win games, you need adequate defenders. Malik don't guard like that. You know what I mean?
I understand Keon's situation. All the angst that everybody had, you can't lose Malik. You can't lose Malik. You can't lose Malik.
Right.
There's no way in a 2-point game with 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, he's not on the court.
Yeah.
Hey. And then, like I said, if he's got 25 at the time, you taking him out for defense?
Yeah.
No. The finishing 5, and this is the way it should be, really. Yeah. This is how you constructed the team. The finishing 5 is Fox, Monk, DeRozan, Keegan, and Sabonis. That's the finishing 5. If you need a stop on the defensive end, you'll go to De'Aaron Fox. He'll guard that guy. And that's what we've been talking about for I don't know how long, is why we think De'Aaron is so special, because he is a true two-way player. He can defend. You don't, in those moments, maybe he doesn't match up with the guy the whole time, but in winning time, he can go guard the best guard on the other team.
Like I even like late games, another guard. Like I see in the chat, somebody put DeRozan on the 2-guard, 3-guard for a possession or two. Like I like that bigger size, physicality, can bump off guys. But like I said, just Monk doesn't appeal to me late to finishing, I guess, overall, but to get stops though, I don't rely on his name. Don't pop up like that. His name don't, because as you realize, you got to get stops to win games, man. Like
you got to score points to win games. Let's never forget that.
But also,
you got to. The name of the game isn't how many stops you get; it's how many points.
But that's why we bought DeRozan in too, because if it wasn't about offense, right? We bought another offensive player in. He can get buckets too. He can get buckets too.
You didn't bring in DeRozan to bench Monk late in games.
Hey man, we gonna see. We gonna see, man. It's gonna.
And I like
make some decisions.
I like Keon a lot, man. I ain't got nothing. You ain't never gonna catch me here saying something bad about Keon.
Yeah.
Because I like Keon. And I like what he brings. We talked about it before the break. I think Keon brings potential all defense capability. I think he has that type of capability with what he can do on the defensive end. So it's not a knock on Keon. It's just really a numbers game. Malik Monk is finishing them games. And think about all these not saying that you had a defender like Keon Ellis out there, but look back to those games at the end of the first round series against the Warriors. It was Malik. Malik was out there.
Yeah.
I think maybe game 2, Davion finished. I think that was more.
And I guess that's based off clock and score, I guess, in my perspective. So yes, if they're cooking with that finish line, they're up a little bit comfortably. You don't gotta go.
Well, no, look, to your point, if the Kings are up by 2 with 15 seconds to go, the other team can call a timeout. Yes, you're subbing Malik Monk out and put Keon Ellis in there for that final possession to get your best defensive group out there. No doubt about it. Absolutely no doubt. But what I'm saying is 3-4 minutes left in the game.
Yeah.
Malik,
you got to execute
that game.
Get some buckets, find a mismatch. You got to have your other guy out there for sure.
Absolutely.
For sure.
What I want to know is why you hate Domantas Sabonis.
I don't hate Sabonis, man. I'm just in a thing right now. Like I've been watching the spacing in the NBA, man. It's so dope to see the game played in more space. But to me, he just clogs it up for us when we got guys that get downhill. Like I've seen those guys take tough shots because he's right there. One guy's guarding him and halfway in the lane. They're not really guarding him to shoot a shot. They're not really, you know what I mean? So I'm like, I would like to see somebody space the floor spacing though for me, because I think that's how we can get more buckets, especially with DeMar. Think about if we go 4-out-1 in with DeMar in the high post.
Now we're gonna switch sides a little bit because, and you would know this as a coach. Coach JT isn't just a moniker; he is a coach. Get it right. You know, he's at the wrong school, but it's all love for the K House. When does defense end?
And
when does a defensive possession end?
After you get the rebound.
Who is the best in the league at getting the rebound?
Sabonis would be.
All right now.
Why is that though?
Because he's the best rebounder in the game.
Because he's under the basket.
Defense and offense. He's the best rebounder in the game.
Because in the basket on the offensive end, because also think about how many, I guess it kind of goes both ways because you're missing shots. Yes, he's in position. However, if we got downhill more, like I think we could, then still might be layups and fouls for us. But yes, because he's there, he cleans up the boards well. He can walking double-double.
On both sides.
True.
You need him. And one of the issues, you talk about OKC, one of the issues with OKC is they may have
Tried to address
They
that.
may have tried to address that and fix that with Hartenstein, but they couldn't get a rebound.
Yeah.
You could have all these. You can have the Lou Dorts and the SGAs to do all this great perimeter defense all you want.
Gotta
But
finish
when
the
the
play.
shot goes up, you got to be able to secure that rebound, and that's where
100%.
Sabonis' job comes
sure.
into play. So
100%.
I think Sabonis is just fine.
Yeah.
I think he's just.
I think it will be like any new player of that caliber to any team. It'll be an adjustment period for sure. I just hope the West is so crazy we don't take them like early losses to where we're trying to figure it out and we got Darius out of hole. I want to win while we're doing it and still get used to how they play together. I don't want to take tough losses early on because every win gonna count.
I said it yesterday. Once again, let me get up here, man. I'm standing on business when I say, man. I'm standing on business when I say it. I'll say it again. The floor for this team is 52 wins.
52?
52 wins. That's the floor.
The floor.
Standing on this business, man. I want to know what you think about that, man. We can talk about that a little bit more when we come back. I got my guy.
Yes, sir.
My guy, Coach JT, 94 Feet Podcast. He's here on D-Lo and KC today. Also, I want to make sure you don't leave without us talking about Jaylen Brown and Team USA and everything that's going there, man. I got to get your thoughts on that, man. So we got a whole lot to talk about. It's D-Lo and KC.
Yes, sir.
It's ESPN 1320, Sacramento's #1 sports station.
For sure.
What's up, big dog? Yeah.
Yo. Shout out to the grader.
Here's your guys' opportunity, man. You got Coach JT in the building, man. Ask him anything.
Hey, man, somebody was going in on your boy, though. Where he at? Let me scroll over here on this thing. I had to, I hear y'all addressing stuff. I was reading, but I was keeping my mouth closed. He was, D. Perry. It's all good, D. Perry. I'm just saying, I call it how I see it, man. I'm about team win, teams basketball, winning plays. Winning plays. You got to win the game at the end of the day. That's all it's about over here, man.
Come on, man. Hey, so here's the thing with Coach JT that I love and why I like getting his why I like getting his opinion is unlike I'm not trying to shade nobody. I'm just saying, I'll just say what I feel about you. You have to make these decisions. It's different when I'm sitting in front of the microphone or we chatting or something like that. Somebody in the chat and you say, oh, it's easy to just do this, or you tweeting out or whatever. You're in the moments where it's like, oh, we can't get a stop. We're, down 2. We got to get a stop, whatever we have to do.
Yep.
And you got to make that. And here's the thing about it, because I've been in that seat as well. That decision has to be made a lot quicker than people realize.
They say impulse, pretty much. It's got to go, and you got to live or die with that decision.
It's got to be made pretty quick. You don't have a lot of time to analyze it or think about it as much as you would think. You know what I'm saying? So when you speak about, hey, this is what you need to do, that's because you sit in that seat. That's because you're there. You live those moments. And you understand, like, hey, you have to make those split-second decisions.
18 years. Graduated in 06, came right home and jumped right into it.
Yeah, man.
Good, bad, ugly, coaching clinics, a lot of reps, a lot of trials and errors, but man, it still don't stop because those moments always change. No matter how often we were playing in our head, it changes, bro, and you gotta live with it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You gotta win, lose, or draw. You gotta go down with the ship, but also you gotta try to put your team in a situation to be successful. And that's the only thing that any good coach should try to do at the end of the day. But also, ultimately, what the hurt part is, you can't play the game no more. We can't make the play ourselves. You know what I mean? That's the ultimate thing. Like, oh man. But yeah, it's dope. But that rush is still there. Yeah. It's exciting, man. It's intense. Still get butterflies.
How did everything go over the summer? You guys
we did a month of basketball. We got about 30-something games.
You guys didn't play in Cali Live, did you?
Nah, man. I got in, paid my fee, and then they said we couldn't accommodate me. I said, what?
They give you your money back?
Yeah. Oh no, I canceled my check.
Gotcha.
But I went up there. I said, wait, we could have played with these teams because it was based on top of But we had a good summer, man. I got good guards coming back. I got about 7 more seniors, 6 are guards, but I think gonna be all right, man.
Just like the Kings, man. You got a bunch of guards.
Hey, yeah, I loaded guards, but good kids, man. Just young men too, which I think I talked to my coach last week. Took him out to eat, man. Just glad to see these young boys become young men, bro. All the boys graduated last year. A couple of them working jobs. Gonna be hopefully that's the bigger thing, right? I mean, that's a big win for me, back from us. Yeah, we want to win W's, bro, but make sure them boys graduate. Their parents see them graduate, mature a little bit. I can sleep better at night, bro. Day in, night out.
Well, see, look, everybody in the chat, you know what I'm saying? When you say class of 06, he talking about college.
College, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He talking about college, baby.
The Alcorn State University.
Hey.
HBCU.
Hey.
Always represent, baby. And the colors happen to be the same one as the Kings color.
There we go.
Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Don't forget it, man. HBCU is life, y'all. Tap in with your HBCUs.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Shout out to Braids by Steph. in Rampage the Barber at a Barber's Dreams. I had to go get there fresh. I couldn't come here with Kenny looking all fly. I had to go get some, you know what I'm saying, get twisted this morning, get the
Yes,
lineup coming for the
sir.
show,
Yes,
baby.
sir. Looking fresh, man. Hey, braids by Steph. Can you get me? Can you get me? You know what I'm saying? Do I got enough?
That's the barbershop. You probably get the barbershop. They got the dip and the dye, man, at the barbershop now.
They always taking care over there, man. Shout out Steve, man.
Yeah.
Steve always take care of Reese, always take care of
family, man.
Me when I want to line up the beard and stuff like
that.
Always good look. Always
support your local businesses, man. Trying to get it.
Absolutely.
You see the logo on the you see the brand on the shirt, man. 916. Stay applying pressure. Let's go. There you go. Oh yeah, let's get it right. Hey, tap in, man. 916, we in here. Stay applying pressure, applying for more than just basketball. You feel me? Life, circumstances, school, education. You got to apply pressure, man. Create your own narrative. Create your story. I wear pride, baby.
Collins, I'm not. If I got a special event, I'm not opposed to it. I never got
Beijing.
If I got a special event, I didn't even get it for my wedding.
But look at this though.
Oh, hold on, we about to go back in a second. Yes, sir. D-Lo and KC, aka this week, KC and Friends, is my man Damien, is out on a much-deserved vacation. I think we were talking about he had the straw and the pineapple and was sipping straight out of the pineapple today. You know what I'm saying? Some remote island somewhere. You know how he gets down, man. You know what it is, man. But yeah, JT
That's
Roberts. Dope. Coach JT,
what up?
94 Feet Podcast. He's rocking with me today, man.
Sure.
Before we get back to the Kings, we was in the Matthews Mattress Chatty House, and somebody we were talking about, if you're watching on YouTube, you see Coach JT with the fresh braids. The line is fresh, the tapers, everything fresh right now. And somebody was saying, KC, you got to get that Beijing. And I said, I've never gotten Beijing before. I'm not opposed to it. If I have a special occasion that I go to and, I want to go get lined up, look fresh, sure, spray a little something on there. I've never gotten it though. But I didn't even get it for my wedding. I probably should have got it that day.
Kenny and I are 80s babies to the heart. So if it didn't look correct, he know we would let him have it. It'd be rapid fire. We would let him have it. So we grew up in that generation where that's what we did. So he knows
all
that.
Day long,
proceed with caution.
All day long. But I'll take a couple, risks. I don't even think the Beijing is a risk. If somebody has applied it a bunch of times, they know what they're doing. They'll make sure I look good.
That's what's
what I'm saying. That makes sure I look fresh.
Yes, sir.
One of the things that we talked about as I got a text where it's like, yo, you and Coach JT, y'all going at it. I was like, man, we talking hoop. This what we do. This is what we've been doing for 20
you
plus years.
You should have seen this on the court though.
This is what we've been doing.
Yeah.
And we having the conversations and it's all good. But one of the things that I want to reiterate is, and I said it during the break and I want to say it during the air. When we talk about making this move with the game on the line, or making this move with 2-3 minutes to go and subbing this guy in, and these are the things you have to think about. It's not, no shade to anybody, but it's not the same as having this conversation behind the microphone, having this conversation on Twitter, having this conversation in the chat. Coach JT, he really lives it. He really has to make those split-second decisions and formulate all these thoughts in his mind on the fly and make those decisions. So when you talk about, hey, this is what you got to think about when, this situation is going on, or this run is happening, or this is what it feels like your team needs, that's because you really live it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So like I just want to reiterate.
And it's the passion too though, right? Still want to be a competitor, but you're also passionate about it. That to get that dub ultimately is the goal. And sometimes it may be the wrong one. However, but when it work out, yeah. But you gotta be able to take that when it don't work out too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and everybody
and learn from it. You know what I'm saying? Or remember that situation. And even when you say learn from it, it doesn't mean you definitely gonna do something different the next time. Be like, it didn't work. Maybe this is why it didn't work. But you're a week later, you're in the same situation. Like, I feel like this outcome will be different if I, sub this guy in here.
Question for Coach Kenny now. Yes, Coach Kenny.
And don't get it twisted, for all those, Coach Kenny out Coach there, Kenny. You know what I'm saying? The kids, you know what I'm saying? You said 18 years, right?
Yep.
I think I got like 13 years on me, you know what I mean? But yeah, Coach Kenny out here too.
Hey, up 3, under 10 seconds to go on the clock. You foul, you're up 3. Do you foul or do you play that one out?
So here's the thing.
That's a good one.
The smart basketball move would be the foul. right?
Okay.
He'll beat a foul. And I don't know. I kind of feel like it depends on the game, right? If this was for the state championship, I'd probably foul. If this was game 15 of the season, I'd probably let it play off for two reasons. Number one, as an observer, and you can't worry about this as a coach. I'm just telling you everything that I think about in this
Mm-hmm.
situation. As an observer, it's that's I want to see the theater. I want to see the
Oh, as
drama
an
of the
observer. Okay. Okay.
game.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Observer.
I want to see the drama of the
I
game.
got you.
Let's see if you can get a stop. Let's see, with the game on the line, if this guy can hit a three or something like that.
Yeah.
Like that's the theater of the game. I'm a fan of that. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? So, that's why I see when I'm watching the game,
Mm-hmm.
I always hope they don't foul because I want the drama. I want to see how this plays out.
Yeah.
Um,
But I
as
asked for Coach Kenny though.
honestly, to be honest with you, though, I do feel like it depends on the game.
Okay.
If it's the state championship game,
It's a state game.
I'm
15.
gonna foul because I need to secure this win by any
Right.
means necessary. The only thing that matters is the win. If it's game 15, I may say, hey, you guys gotta learn how to have a good defensive possession to close a game with contesting, with getting a stop, without fouling.
So
I'm
my thing
not
is though, how do you teach that unless it's in game right there? So game 15, my thinking is teach it right then because you may not have that happen until a state championship. And if
teach
you
what?
when to foul, you
We
teach it in
could
the moment right there. Practice is not good enough for these kids. That ain't gonna work. In game moment, you teach it then. Come state championship, coach. Are we fouling? They on the same page.
more times than not. More times. I mean, to me, it the fouling situation is that it's pretty simple, and I understand what you're saying. You want a game situation. I
Mm,
think you can teach that. There's certain trigger points. I think in
okay.
those situations where when a foul, like for instance, if the guy um, catches the ball
Mm-hmm.
and his back is to the basket, just foul him right then and there. You know what I mean? If they're coming at you full speed, you might want to just contest because you don't want to get them fouling in the act of shooting. If their shoulders are squared towards the basket,
That's a lot.
if
Yeah.
his shoulders, if you can see both of his shoulders squared to the basket,
Uh-huh.
you probably don't want to foul. If he's
Gotcha.
got one shoulder pointing the other way, at the very least, that's when you want to foul
Yeah.
in that situation.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm a believer almost in the Phil Jackson school of coaching. Like
Mm-hmm.
I can't save you all the time. I can't save you all the time with a timeout or
I get you.
setting things up. You guys have to be comfortable with
Get a
making
stance.
decisions
Yeah.
on your own as a group, as a unit, getting stops, knowing what to do. So sometimes in game 15, that's kind of what I'm thinking about in game
Gotcha.
15. I'm gonna let you play.
For sure.
I'm gonna let you play it out and learn what you should and should not be doing in that situation.
Right.
So by the time we get to, and it may not be as simple as a 3-point game, right? It may
Mm-hmm.
be a 2-point game, and I need you to defend.
To get a stop
I
without
need you to
fouling.
defend with
For
10
sure.
seconds left. You've done that a number of different times,
Got you.
and we know how to do that. So
Understood.
that's my
Got you.
mindset.
For
But
sure.
the percentages definitely say the foul,
Yeah.
like 100%. Every time I see that, the percentages say the foul, and
Yep.
that's probably the way to go about it.
For sure.
Before the break,
Yeah.
I said I was standing on business, and this isn't going to change anytime soon. I think the floor for the Kings
52.
now with DeMar DeRozan is 52 wins. I'll give you a little background as to
Okay.
why I feel that way. And I'm also assuming health, right? I'm assuming health.
Always a factor.
Yeah. So when 2 years ago, when they had great health, nobody really got hurt. Kevin Herter, Harrison Barnes, things of that nature,
Yep.
and won 48 games. And everything was great. This past year, they had some injuries concerns. It wasn't like they got decimated by injuries,
And
but they had
finished what?
some injury issues.
Finish what?
They got 46 wins this past year.
Down two.
So
Two guys out.
So once again, I'm going to assume health. And if they're healthy,
Uh-huh.
DeMar DeRozan adds 3 to 4 games to their
I
win
definitely
total.
agree
So
with
that's
that.
where I come to.
I agree with that.
And but look, some people would say that 48 was their ceiling that year. I think it's about where they were. Like, I think their ceiling was, I mean, we nitpicking here. Their ceiling was probably, because remember, they didn't even play the last 3 games of the season. So they easily
So it
could have been a
52.
51 win team.
It could have been 52 that year too, though.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah.
And they started off 0-4 that year.
Mm-hmm.
So a couple of factors where they could have been a 51, 52 win game
Yeah.
team that year. And once again, still people would say that's probably their ceiling. I think this Kings team as is sits somewhere between 52 and 56 wins. I think their
Okay.
ceiling is probably about 56.
Where does that get us in the West too? That's the crazy part.
Last year, I think the
Jeez.
one seed was 57. I think
The one
OKC
seed was 57?
Yeah, I think OKC was 57 last year.
Oh, wow.
I'll double check that.
So, like you said, we're not too far off,
No, I think
barring health reasons and
I think they're a top.
somebody said
I think they're a top 5 team.
Drew Down said Tone said 60 wins. Whew.
Tone did say 60.
60 wins.
Tone was in his bag
Yeah,
yesterday.
don't get
My boy Tone was in his bag yesterday. He was talking that talk. Don't mess with Tone, boy.
60.
Don't mess with
Sheesh.
Sacramento, and don't mess with my boy Tone. He was
60, it's gonna be a party.
So last year, OKC won 57. Denver won 57. Minnesota won 56. Minnesota won 56. The Clippers at the 4 seed won 51.
And that's where we should have been. Honestly, barring injury, we could have been
We could have been. That's a lot of games though.
But we were at
46. That's 5 games.
But think about those four bad ones you talked about. The Wizards, those ones like that. That gets us at 50, right? We're right there.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I think they between those games that they should have lost. Now, usually I look at it like this. Like people talk about they lost
the schedule,
4 games to the Wizards, to the
Pelicans, all those games.
Well, yeah, they lost all the games to the Pelicans, but
Yeah.
they talk about losing to the Wizards,
Yeah.
you lose to the Hornets, you lose to Detroit,
Yep.
And there's another team, Portland, right? Those
Okay.
4 games. Hey, look at those games and like you should have won those games.
Mhm.
I would say they probably, if I'm just being fair, they probably shouldn't have went 7-1 against Denver and the Lakers. They went 7-1.
So you flip it basically. If
so
you
it
take
kinda
those wins
balanced
and
out.
then you get
Right. So if they would have won 2 of those games against
2 losses against the better
against
teams.
the bad teams,
Yep.
and then maybe they should have went what was that, 5-3
Gotcha.
against the Lakers and the Nuggets. That it balances out.
Okay,
man.
so we're still around
The
that
6
40.
losses to the Pelicans though was crazy. Now you could say they probably
At least
I'm
4
not
and
saying
2.
like they were close or anything like
Yeah.
that, but you would think, man, you ain't gonna lose 6
At
games.
least 4
maybe,
and 2, right?
Yeah, maybe you win 2 of those games. That's
Yeah.
the crazy part about it. So I think they're probably like last year they probably should have been, and the Monk wasn't there as well. They probably should have been a 48-49 win team.
So still that 50, 52 is very obtainable. 54 though would be even better. But I didn't know 54 was that close to the 57 last year from the top of the West. So it's like it's going to be interesting though. Like I said, man, just the flow, like how they win these games, who's closing, like who's taking the final shots though is going to be crazy. Because DeMar though is a closer.
He's a closer.
That's the crazy part.
I mean, it's going to be whatever. I think the De'Aaron Fox, his nature is he's going to play it by ear. If he looks at the situation,
if he cooking, he going
well that too. But if he looks at the situation, he's like, yo, we can get DeMar 1-on-1, 15 feet away. I'm gonna let him cook. He does it with Malik Monk from time to time.
I did like this. I mean, again, it could be. I think Fox was just his reaction to having him there.
Mhm.
It looked like it was energizing for him, knowing
Mhm.
that we got something done, knowing that he got somebody else to go along with them. Because, like you said, also it does open up the floor for somebody's going to have a mismatch. There's not 4, elite defenders on the court at the garbage at the same time.
Right.
But I mean, Fox, he really can't be guarded 1v1.
Right.
But then now I got a vet. Like I got a real OG vet at this wing position who knows, and I'm like, that mix though is going to be interesting to see as far as the chemistry goes because how they flow with it though. Like I said, that's why I just can't wait to see, man. It's going to be interesting to see. But also late game though, because I know a couple of times late game, if Sabonis got a little fatigued or if Fox got fatigued, who would you go to? Well, now you got other options.
Well, you also look at the situation as well, and you say like, not you, just in general, people talk about the offense being a little congested with DeRozan out there. Didn't seem like it was a problem for Kobe White last year. Now Kobe White is a little bit better of a shooter, dead-eye shooter off the bounce and from distance than De'Aaron Fox. But De'Aaron Fox is probably a better finisher in traffic and maybe a mid-range guy. He can get his mid-range shot off. So I think, and part of the reason why I don't think it affected Kobe White the same way is not only because of DeMar's ability to finish late in games, but I think he's an underrated playmaker for others. You know what I mean? He can distribute the rock a little bit better. So if he's attacking the basket and drawing defenders, he can kick it out to the shooters. And he's a little bit more better of a playmaker than people give him credit for.
Yeah, I definitely think so. But and also, like I said, Kobe White, great example because his was a lot in transition, which I love to see Fox in transition.
Mm-hmm.
And if I got to slow down, okay, now I can chill. I can go to my ISO guy, or if it's because I'm sure I believe DeRozan and Sabonis could big wing pick and roll,
Mm-hmm.
or I'm saying if it's guard to guard pick and roll to get the mismatch, and he operate the high post, I think that's going to help Fox really too, not get worn out late from what I'm saying. So I
Mm-hmm.
definitely like to see Fox in the open court in transition and half court set. Pick your poison, in I guess, right? Like, okay, if you're gonna double off me, I got corner shooters.
Yeah.
Okay, DeRozan. If not, it's a foul or a bucket, or you do have some bonus. You got to make sure he finishing down there. But I think it'll be dope to see. But just that comfort level when I saw the video of Fox kind of just like, hey, like a little bit of shine in his eye, man. Because
Yeah.
everybody, talking about what he's doing. I'm like, man, I'm glad they made a move, got it done. But
Mm-hmm.
also, even the reception that DeRozan got was dope. I think, man, just showing love to just himself as an individual, as a good vet. But also, I think he knows what's at stake here, right? He's at this crucial point. He can take us to another level overall for the next couple of years, which we want.
I'm with that. I'm with that. Do you here's something that we kind of talked about, but I want to give a little more life to it. When you get DeMar DeRozan, it kind of knocks everyone down a peg, and I don't think that's a bad thing. Last year, I felt with Domantas Sabonis,
Mhm.
you look at him to be your second best scorer and your second offensive guy. I feel like he's a little miscast in that situation. You know what I mean? I think that is a little bit of a problem when you're saying, yo, he's our second best scorer. Like we need him to do, numbers of 22 points. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? A little miscast. Malik would have those nights where he'd step up and be the second scorer and all this other stuff. But now you look at that starting lineup potentially, and once again, I'm just gonna argument's sake, Monk is in there.
Yeah,
Keon might
for
be in
sure.
there, and there'd be nothing wrong with
Okay.
that. But argument's sake, Monk is out there. Or we'll even go finishing lineup.
Yeah.
Monk is out there. Now you're looking at a situation where Sabonis, as good as he is, third team All NBA,
He's a
20 points per game,
third
he might
option.
be your fifth option.
But I
He
like
might be your fifth. And now, and I say that in a positive way. If you got Sabonis
yeah.
as your fifth offensive option, you kind of cooking.
But that's what the game play, the flow. He can give me a triple double. Give me 10, 10, 10.
Mm,
Them 10 dimes mean the ball is moving. It's for him. He's a great passer.
mhm,
So if we can capitalize on that with the spacing, with him being the facilitator,
mhm.
even more in that open space, I'm like, hey, those results to more win because it's more opportunities for guys to get the mismatches or get those backdoor cuts or get those off him. Hey, if his numbers got to drop overall, but we get more wins and we're still winning,
Yeah,
man, I'm not tripping. But I think that gives other guys a chance to eat as well, which I think is definitely dope, man. It's definitely a dope opportunity because he can pass that ball from everyone on the court,
yeah,
and you got to take
absolutely.
advantage of that.
Absolutely. I don't know if usually like when we have a guest, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? We locked in with the guest, but you guest host right now. You ain't just a guest, you
Oh
guest
man.
host, man. So I want to make sure, anybody that's out there listening to the conversation and
Yeah.
you want to get your 2 cents in, 916-909-1320, call in.
Yeah. Tap
We
in.
could talk, talk with myself and Coach JT, and we could talk about this whole thing. But yeah, that's one of the things that um I think is going to just help this team is like
Right.
taking a little less pressure and onus
I
off of
believe so.
Sabonis to have to score at a high level.
Yep.
And then you got another aspect to it. What do you think this does for Keegan Murray, good or bad?
Good. Just more opportunity to get wide open looks.
Mm.
Like I think he still started coming to that role of comfortability is like being aggressive,
Mm-hmm.
but also now knowing that I can be aggressive, but also knowing that hey man, I have better off another offensive threat out there with me. I'm going to get even more looks that I had before that I thought I
Are
was
you
got to work hard to get.
are you worried about his level of aggression now with another offensive guy imposing their will? Maybe
But
two if Monk is in that starting lineup.
but it should go up because it's gonna be rotation issues from other teams.
Mm.
Now I gotta drive the ball. Oh, it's
Mm-hmm.
a late
Mm-hmm.
closeout. I'm to the rack.
Mm-hmm.
He started dunking on a few people. We get to the rack.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
now what I mean. So I think it's just figuring out how to play alongside this much. I guess you could say talent.
yeah.
This is the best offensive five he can put on the court. He's had since he's been with the Kings. So now it's like, oh, what do I do? But
Yeah.
also I think like I said, it's up to the coaching staff. Hey, we still need to be like you said all the time. I need aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
I think what they
Absolutely.
went down to play somewhere the Pelicans probably I think they lost, but
Mm-hmm.
he was aggressive. He
Mm-hmm.
was like, I need those attempts.
Yeah.
Uh, even that. What do the attempts look like now for him?
But when Monk went out, I was asking for 18 shot attempts a game. He
Okay.
got that for the most part during that time that he was out. If Monk is there, maybe it's more like 15.
DeRozan
If
too.
DeRozan's there, it's probably more like 13. I need you. I need you. I need you getting 13 shots up a night, and I think that's doable for Keegan Murray. That's
I think
fair.
so, but
That's fair.
is that a good 13 for him? Like that confident, like, yeah, okay. 13, I'm 5, 6. What's we looking at? 6 for I mean, 5 for
6 for 13,
13.
6 for 13, 7 for
Right.
13 is cooking.
Okay.
I'm with that from him.
Okay.
I mean, that's really cooking. I don't know what I think that percentage is probably like really high. I'm not
Yeah, it
great
is
at
probably
math
high though.
on the top of
But
my head, but
4 of them gonna be threes anyway. So
yeah. But if he's going off the top of my head, I mean, that's got to be a little over 50% from the field.
overall, 6 for
If he's going 7 for 13
yeah.
every
That
time,
won't happen.
I would love that. Last year, let me see. Let me have this here. Last year, he took 12.7 shots a night.
Damn.
So do that again. It's
Yeah.
fine. Do that again. I'm with that. And like I said, that's with um, the shots are gonna. It's just they're kind of spread out a different way because Herter was taking his shots
Right.
last year. Harrison Barnes was taking his shots last
So
year. So
now that you say that though, it may actually balance. I guess maybe balance out or keep him because you losing Harrison took shots, Herder took a couple. I know you're adding DeRozan, but I think it's still maybe the same number maybe available. Which, I mean, for us is what you want. We want him around that 13 to 15 range, right? So
I look at last year. Harrison took 9 shots a night. Let me get Kevin Herter real
okay,
quick.
so you put them
Give
9
me
to
2
DeRozan.
seconds. Herter was at 8.89 himself.
So yeah,
So
between those two
that's
guys,
18 shots a night for
I think
DeRozan,
you can
17,
split.
18 shots. So yeah, Keegan should get about the same.
Yeah,
Well, we're forgetting about the shooting guard spot too, to be
right.
honest with you. So Monk will probably take his
Those 9.
11 to 12. Yeah.
He
If
getting
he
them up.
start, but if he's not starting, you got
Then
Keon out there
yeah,
and
and
it's also
Keon. Yeah.
it's not like Keegan didn't play with Monk a lot last year.
No, they
Like
did a lot.
he played with him.
A
So
lot.
I expect more of the same. Probably
Yep.
anywhere between 11 to 13 shot attempts for Keegan
Yeah.
Murray on the night. Let's hit the phone lines, man. We got my guy, the Serial Connection.
Yo,
Shot Town is in the house. Manny, what's up, big dog?
What up? What up? Shout out to Coach JT. I'm looking forward to catching a couple of those Kennedy games this year, man.
What, you ain't going to no McClatchy games? What's up with that? Hey, shout out to hey.
Man.
Shout out to my man. Hey, we might be back up. Shout out Tony Vaughn taking over at McClatchy. Shout out Tony Vaughn. He didn't already reach out to me. We about to get this thing about together. It's about to be up in McClatchy.
Oh
boy.
my God.
KC, you gonna get me courtside tickets there?
Well, I gotta see. It's gonna be a hot ticket. We're gonna see.
Hey, so y'all talking about DeMar. Is one thing I call DeMar is he's a basketball chameleon player, right? Like what I love about him and what I saw him do a lot in Chicago was he watches everything. He's very cerebral. He watches everything that's going on, and he finds the spots that he needs to be at. And with the Kings, that's so important because with everybody complaining about, all these offensive players and how does he fit in, crowding spaces, watch how he played with Zach. Watch how he deferred to Zach in certain situations to let Zach get his buckets when he was on the court. And watch how he played with Kobe and Ayu and how he mentored them. And he is a big reason, in my opinion, why Kobe shot up over that 1 or 2 years where he became that dude, where he gave the confidence to Ayu and mentoring him. Like, this is the things that he brings to the Kings organization. It's not just about him dropping that 20 to 24 game. Watch how he, even defensively, where people talk about his defensive prowess, he might not be that one-on-one guy anymore, but watch those tapes of how he provides help defense and where he's at spots. These are the things that the Kings needed to get to the next level, and he brings all these intangibles.
Yes, sir.
Man. Big ups, man. Great breakdown. And Manny has seen
a
more DeMar. Yeah, he didn't see more DeMar DeRozan than anybody in this city, being a Bulls fan as well. So it's a great breakdown from him, man. You can hop on the lines as well, 916-909-1320. Rap with myself and my main man, Coach JT. But at the end of the day, do you think the floor of 52 wins that I have, you think that's too high? You think that's a little too optimistic? Remember, I'm saying I feel like that's the worst they're gonna be is 52 wins. You think that's a little too optimistic?
I mean, I don't think it's 2 because I'm a fan to the death of
But
it.
you keep it a stack though, and I don't
But I'm
even
even
say
saying
that.
I was even gonna say about even just at 50, as
Mhm.
tight as the West is, and not realizing how close we were with 46, 48, like we weren't far off,
Mhm.
but we added a high caliber dude. So I'm like 50, 52 should be right there.
Yeah.
I mean, thinking about it like that makes a whole lot of sense. Like you're adding a vet guy who's proven, who's a two-way dude, but also, he may be on the somewhat decline defensively now, but also he's been consistent his whole career.
Right.
If anything else, though, he has not been one of those guys that's like this.
Yeah.
DeMar has been
He's
like this.
gotten better. He's gotten better in recent
He's
years.
smooth, bro. Solid.
With you.
And, and like Manny said, though, for real, he helped those young bucks open up their game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
And like I said, I'm a Kings fan or whatever the case may be, but you guys already know I keep it a stack. I ain't gonna say it just because I'm a Kings fan. I'm gonna tell you this is what I actually think. This is what I actually believe. And me saying the floor is 52 wins, it's not no fandom. It is what I look at this team, I look at what they're potentially capable of, and I say absolutely. That should be the floor for this team if they're all healthy, with everything they had. I saw this team last season with a guy in Harrison Barnes that wasn't as good as DeMar DeRozan. I saw this team last year when at the shooting guard spot, whether it's Malik Monk or Keon Ellis, Kevin Huerter wasn't as good as either one of those two. They're going to upgrade in the starting lineup on 2 starting spots. Like people don't even really think about that either. And I don't even want to. I'm not trying to shade Kevin Huerter because he might be here and be a part of this team and be a part of the rotation. I'm not giving up on that aspect at all. But when you talk about the starting lineup, they're going to upgrade in 2 starting lineup spots. That should be should be worth
and not
4 or
just
5
minimal,
games.
right, bro? That's a drastic upgrade for us. I would think just keep it 100. Like that's a big upgrade on both spots, no doubt about it, bro. Like that's why the buzz, as y'all say, the pop was like that.
Yeah.
The upgrade is legit, knowing what we got to get to. So yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, I mean that's a big move. Yeah. Those big moves, bro, for us right there for sure.
My main man, Coach JT, 94 Feet podcast, man. We still got things to get to, man. We're going to shift away a little bit from the Kings when we come back, and we're going to talk a little Team USA.
Yep.
I got a couple of questions for you, man.
We got to get to it.
About this Olympics, about where this team potentially ranks in all-time USA Olympic teams.
That's buzzing.
And we got to talk about this Jaylen Brown situation, man. So
because I got something to say about that for sure.
All right. I want to hear it, man. We got a lot going on, man. It's D-Lo and KC. Coach JT rocking with me right now.
Sir.
ESPN 1320, Sacramento's #1 sports station.
Yeah. Man, shout out to the chatty again, man. Y'all jumping. It's buzzing. Comments is going.
Chatty house.
They stay busy in there. Some turf, some beefing going on.
Oh no, they beefing?
It's a little couple things. I feel a little tension. I'm reading.
They getting upset about.
They going in. They popping though.
Come on.
Man. They popping though.
On, man.
I love it. Everybody tuning in. I appreciate it. Shout out to the homie Tyler Jennings, always in the chat, always tapped in.
Yeah, man, Tyler Jennings, man, big ups to him always.
Always in there, man.
There you go, Keon. Is the game closing down?
Oh man, that was crazy last night too.
I thought that was.
Yeah, called backcourt. You thought it was foul? Yeah. Hey, that was the most quietest 30 points I've seen.
He didn't have to do that either.
Oh, they did call a foul. Yeah, they did call a foul. Yeah,
see,
a little bit over.
Yeah, you can't do that.
However, though, look, but see, I mean, I know that game was tied though.
Square him up. Square him up. You got him right now. He was going for the steal.
No, but the wrong hand anyway, though. You went across the body. You got to go inside hand right there. He missed one free throw too. I was like, oh wow. I didn't realize that was Jawad Williams either.
I didn't know that till a couple days ago myself. Yeah. Look at my boy Mason Jones. I like Mason Jones.
Hey, who was 17? I forgot his name. He could shoot that thing.
Is that?
I was at the Cali Classic Wednesday night, Tuesday night. Nope. That's Mason
Jones.
I thought that number 8 is Jones.
Is Isaac Jones the dude from Louisiana Tech?
Number 17. No, that dude could go.
Oh, that's right.
He could go. Right. Number 17 was hooping. I think he just could have kept going downhill though. Could only need a 2-pointer. But that was a good game. A good comeback. I love the effort they showed defensively to get after it, get back in that game. They got down almost big double digits twice. So,
boy, Keon was
Leezy, what up? Yeah, Keon had a quiet 30 for sure. I was like, 30 ball. Okay.
go, JT. They got a question for you.
Yo, what up?
Yeah, real quick. We got about 30 seconds.
Oh,
you can answer real quick.
Quickly. You think they should trade for Cam Johnson? Is water wet? Yes, sir. Why not?
Well, he said Cam Johnson or Kuz. Which one would you take?
That's them. I mean, right now, I would say probably Cam right now, knowing that DeRozan's that other vet. Cam come and play his role a little younger. Yeah, I'm with it, Cam Johnson. I'm trying to win, baby. I want the playoffs back. I see it, man.
Last spring was just not fun. We got about 5 seconds.
Yep.
Last spring was not fun. D-Lo and Casey, I was paused for just a second because I didn't see the end of this game, and I didn't know they actually gave the trophy to the Warriors. I guess that's the Mitch Richmond California Classic trophy. That caught me off guard. That's
Oh my gosh! Everybody
I
get
don't
a
know who
trophy.
designed that. I mean, there was a different way to design. Yeah.
Oh, is that the little thing that went like a little swirl they were holding up or something?
I don't know what that is. Does everybody get one of those?
Oh, that in the red?
Yeah, that's the Mitch Richmond trophy for the California Classic.
Oh my gosh!
I'm gonna blame that one on Joe Lacob. I'm sure Joe Lacob designed that one. That's what I'm gonna blame.
You get a trophy. You get a trophy.
Yeah, man. D-Lo and KC, ESPN 1320, man. I got my main man, Coach JT, in the building, 94 Feet Podcast. You can get at us on the phones, 916-909-1320, or you can get in the Matthews Mattress Chatty House. Big ups to Matthews Mattress. You can sleep in this summer with a new mattress from our good friends Kevin and Kristen and Matthews Mattress. Matthews Mattress customers are here to tell you the Matthews difference is an easy, low-pressure buying experience assisted by friendly, trained sleep professionals. Come in and lay down on the newest lines of mattress from Heirloom to Nectar to Dream Cloud. The mattress family knows mattresses. They've even developed their own brand built so well, they come with up to a 25-year warranty. For all Matthews Mattress locations, go to MatthewsMattress.com and make sure you tell them D-Lo and KC sent you when you go in there. Tell them you're part of the Chatty House. They're going to look out for you for sure, man. So we were talking earlier at the beginning of the show of
hey, real quick, Miss Max in the chat said the trophy like somebody holding laundry,
yeah,
drying their laundry.
Like I said, my boy, I know for a fact my boy Uncle V didn't come up with that one. I'm blaming that on Joe Lacob, man. Joe Lacob, man, do better, bro. That looks like I'm not gonna say it looks horrible. It just looks.
Is it a palm
strange.
tree?
Oh, so this is what's going on.
Oh, each team gets a flag, gets a thing on it.
Yeah. Okay, this makes a little more sense. So they have all these slots for teams to put the flag in. So every year the champion puts a slot with their little flag on it. I think it's kind of dumb, but it looks better than just the original aspect of it. Because what if this goes on for 20 years? They don't have 20 slots in there. This is bizarre.
Yeah, but
I'm blaming Joe Lacob. Definitely a Joe Lacob idea. So Team USA played last night.
They did.
It wasn't really close. It started off a little tight with Canada, but for the most part, they were up by 10 points.
Oh, they was down about
early, but after the second quarter, when the young boys came in there and got some separation, they were up by 10 for pretty much from the middle of the second half on of that game. I talked about it earlier, man. I said, I think this Olympic basketball tournament, this may be the best tournament of all time, basketball-wise. This is going to be crazy. I expect USA to win the gold. They're the favorites.
Mm-hmm.
Is it crazy to think I wouldn't be like overly shocked if they didn't win gold, though? That's how much talent is around the world.
Nah, on the way up, I'm listening, right? Mm-hmm. And I believe if you're a basketball savant like we are, we're looking at all the other talented players and rosters put together. I would say the one thing is, and I don't know, this might not ever happen, but do we want to see all the other countries put their best together and then play the U.S.? I don't know.
Like what you mean?
Like if you had Shea, if you had Yoke, if you had all the
you mean the
players,
world against USA?
What that would look like?
They don't need to do that no more. The countries is already crazy. Canada can go.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you also saw last night, like, we still when we put our best together, it's not close, right? As far as that part goes, you saw that. But if would I be surprised? No, probably not.
Mm.
Would I be a letdown? Yeah. But I'm like, well, these other boys is working over here.
These teams can go. I mean, off the top of my head, you got Germany. You've got Greece with Giannis. Germany won they won
The World Cup.
the World Cup,
Yeah.
the basketball World Cup. Now, granted, we've made some upgrades to the roster since then. I don't know if Germany's beaten USA today, but I mean, Dennis Schroeder was a problem. He was doing his thing. But you got Germany, you got Serbia, you've got you've got I mentioned Greece, you've got Canada.
What do you think? Was it France
with Wemby? Yeah, you got
and
France.
Gobert. Like, what does that look like?
Yeah.
They're missing a guard though, because they got the inside play, but they're missing that guard play. Like, we have better the guard play. Like
we do. I mean, we're the favorites. I mean, Team USA is definitely the favorites.
Yeah.
But these other teams, and especially when you talk about a one-game situation, you know, if it were in a series, I don't think any of these teams are beating them in a 7-game series.
No.
But once you get out of pool play and you get into tournament play, and it's a one-game situation,
that's tough.
Who knows? Who knows what happens? So, I'm definitely interested to see how the Olympics play out. I think it's going to be phenomenal.
I can't wait.
Great.
I can't wait.
It is going to be great.
Does that mean we got to wake up early to watch it live, or have to go watch the replay? I'm like, dang it.
How early we're going to have to wake up. My guess, because I would think 3 hours.
Talking about it earlier, it was like 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and like noon. They were saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
5 o'clock might be the earliest, but we're set. We're good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
it's AM, by the way.
Yeah. I think we're 3 hours away from New York. I think Paris is another 3 hours. I think it's like a 6 to 7 hour time difference. So,
okay,
yeah, I think we'll be
early morning. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, it's all. I mean, I'm excited though. I just want to see what's.
And one of those games, 5 a.m. We'll wake up as a family. We'll wake up as a family and watch that game together at 5 a.m. Absolutely.
We all in the same time frame.
Yes, indeed.
That's dope.
I don't want to waste any more time.
Yeah.
Because like I said, you texted me about this.
Yeah, let's get to it.
Man, we got to talk about.
Yeah.
Kawhi Leonard, not removed. He stepped away from Team USA. It seemed like it was a joint effort between Team USA, the Clippers, and Kawhi for him to leave the team. They needed a replacement. They decided to go with Derek
White.
Derek White. I was going to say Derek Smith. Derek White.
Yep.
Instead of Jaylen Brown.
Yep.
Jaylen wasn't feeling that. He pointed directly at Nike.
Facts.
And felt like they had something to do with that.
Right.
The floor is yours. What you think about this situation?
So I'm not going to reference this person's name because we don't talk about him on this show. I already heard you, but he made a good point. Nike does that. They did it with Kyrie. Jaylen Brown, as we know, is a well-spoken, educated brother. He's made it clear on his stand about certain things, and there's no reason. I heard Grant Hill today gave the most somewhat educated reason why they didn't choose him. Your Eastern Conference Finals MVP, your championship MVP. He's a top 25 player in the league. And then I saw another announcer on another show say, hey, he's Kawhi 2.0 if you look at it, but healthy. Think about it. 3-level scorer, finish at the rim, great defender, everything. There's no reason why he should have left off the USA team. There's no reason why. Teammate or not. He should have been on the original roster, guaranteed. And that's the part that's frustrating because he don't speak out enough on it, but you can tell he felt like he deserved that. And Grant Hill gave to me a crappy excuse.
I didn't see what
you got to listen to Grant Hill because I don't want to misquote him, bro. Oh my gosh!
Do you remember just
about how
like what he was talking
it's about a team. It's about a fit. Somebody I like. I do like Jaylen Brown, but it's about the complete team. There's no way you Kawhi and Jaylen, you put them side by side, even visually, physically. Look at them. They're a similar player. All you do is swap them out. That's easy. And he gave an excuse, but that was a political, I believe. And and Jaylen had the right to put them that tweet up or whatever. Still got to prove I still got to prove myself, but it's not basketball. I would say that. Keep the basketball first. He's one of the top players in the NBA.
Yeah.
Period.
I think it's clear as day. Jaylen Brown should be there. Derek White, really good ball player. I don't see how you decide to go with him.
They said
over Jaylen Brown.
He brings shooting. He's a defender. The same thing he does. The same thing he does in Boston. I said, hello. Same thing he does in Boston, JB can do for you.
No disrespect to Derek White, who actually had a hell of a season this past year. Jaylen Brown is a better version of Derek White, a much better version of Derek, a bigger, more explosive version of Derek White.
Come on.
Yeah, that's crazy. But, it's one of the things that happens with, these I don't want to call them conglomerates, but, my main man Damian has talked about a number of different times. Once you turn your back on Team USA, they don't select you anymore. And he would say that with De'Aaron Fox. So Team USA has done that. Nike is probably the same way. Once you turn your back on them, they're doing those things. There are some politics that go into the selection of these teams. Somebody had a tweet last night talking about, it was crazy, Kyrie Irving ain't on this team. You know what I mean?
Again, I won't reference the person I heard from his podcast, but yes, that was a valid point.
Yeah, who are you talking about? I think you're talking about Gil, huh?
Yeah.
Not the best.
But those 2 points about it being basketball and then Kyrie's like the off the court, those are valid. There's no way if you put Bron, AD, and them in the room, say, hey man, what y'all feel about Kyrie? I believe they're gonna stamp him. Steph Curry, they're gonna JB, they're gonna stamp JB.
All the hoopers do.
All
the hoopers do.
And even, but like I said, and I could see if JB didn't, he was already proven, I think, but his resume shows that you bring a team over, I gotta bring him with me. This is one of those guys. Because he got that dog in him. And like I said, you don't gotta worry about playing overseas, in the gym nowhere. He's gonna be the same guy night in, night out. He's a team player. He's aggressive, but he sets the tone for what they're gonna have to do overseas. Because they're gonna get pushed physically and mentally for sure. And think about them vets. They are older, right? If they hit a wall, you said last night the young boys came in.
Young boys had to do it.
But he can lead that charge too. Think about it. You got JB, Ant-Man on the wings. What are we talking about? JB and Ant-Man at your 2 and 3.
Don't forget my boy Tatum.
I ain't put him in the mix last night. I saw that big shoulder 3 or 4 times. Get out the way, lay up.
My boy
like
Tatum.
That was crazy.
Tatum was looking like, well, he started out this way, and I don't want to be blasphemous, but Tatum was out there looking like
it's me,
Olympic Melo.
It's me.
He was looking like Olympic Melo.
I don't know.
Is this Tatum's first USA appearance?
No, this is second.
Second.
But you know who cracking me up? But I love it though. Ant-Man swagger and just the ability, the smiling over it, looking over, pointing at everybody, but also on the court. I'm going to the rim. I'm shooting my jumper. I'm looking at you like, bruh, feeling it. Like, but it's dope to see. But I like Tatum on the other aspect because it's quiet business. Yeah. He'll smile, get you a heck of buckets. Do what you gotta do. Don't say nothing.
Yeah.
He don't say nothing.
Ant-Man, he had a couple of quotes in the last 2 USA sessions. I remember the last USA, the one in the World Cup when Ant-Man was there. And he ended up being the best player on the team.
Yeah.
He was talking about starting. I think he said he wanted to start or something like that in a media scrum.
Yeah.
And they went and told Steve Kerr. And Steve Kerr was like, I don't know about that. There's a lot of people out there, a lot of talent. He's like, look, man, you look at past Team USA teams. D Wade had to sit the bench for Kobe to start. And, it's just the way it goes. And then they went back and I think they told Ant-Man what was said. And Ant-Man said, well, we ain't got no Kobe on this team. He said, we ain't got no Kobe. So I need to be starting. It's simple as that.
He different, bro. Like, I mean, but he goes about his business that way and it stands out. Yeah. He's the different guy on the court. Like, even when he walked to the room, I saw a video, he dapping everybody in practice. He was like, no, I'm not sitting playing second fiddle to nobody, but you have to back that up.
Well, he came out yesterday in that game and he played that way. He had talked, the other thing that he had talked about, a couple of days ago was he said, I'm the returning guy on this team. I'm the number one option. They should run things through me. And people, had to chuckle at that and say, oh man, Ant-Man, we love the confidence and all this.
He was being real.
But he came out in that game yesterday that way. That team they were getting ran in the first 5 minutes of that game. And Ant-Man and Tatum as well came in there and they said, all right, let's turn this thing around.
Bro, we're going to need that. Like you said, we got a target for sure. Who doesn't want to say they beat the best potential team put together? They got a target. You're going to need that dude, Tatum. Who else off the bench though?
Tyrese
Booker.
Halliburton
you need
there.
Booker.
Book started.
Okay. Halliburton was interesting to see because definitely pass first, but he makes those right passes in transition. He can see that. And for us, I think and I talked about how the slow start was Embiid was a little slow. When we went with AD at that 5, that flow picked up, bro.
Do you think Embiid needs to be out of the starting lineup?
For me, game by game situation, I'm sorry. But that tempo, when they went smaller, up and down. That's when we start going. It's about spacing, man. That tempo Steph got. I gotta give the little fella credit though, man. Chef Curry, boy.
Oh, why you gotta be the little fella?
Hey, man, shit, that's a big dog though. I'm like, this dude is he ever gonna fall off?
No.
It is so wild to see that dude do what he's been doing for
off.
so long at a high level and still embarrassing people on the court. Hell, he went a little Steve Smith. I don't know what it just lay up. Oh, step back three. It's crazy. If you like basketball though, man, that dude is impressive to watch.
Amazing.
It's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Left, right hand. And I'm happy for him too, because I know they always talk about the LeBron play thing.
Yeah.
They got their D-Wade moment.
Yeah.
You look at the camera. I'm like, that was dope, bro. That was a highlight for me. I'm like, this dude out there having hella fun. Know his best friend, teammate gone, but he's still having fun. Like, that was dope to see Steph throw Brown that loud. I'm like, this is basketball that's finest to me, man. You're seeing the best of the best.
Well, let me go into the next question I have for you then.
Yep.
As we're on, you're listening to ESPN 1320, KFM West Sacramento on Odyssey Station. D-Lo and Casey, brought to you by Sky River Casino with 17 different restaurants and bars like 32 Brew Street. Sky River Casino has something for everyone. I got my main man, Coach JT, with me here, 94 Feet Podcast. And, we're talking about Team USA and their performance yesterday against Canada. And we're talking about this team. We're talking about seeing Steph Curry and LeBron James on the same court. Is this the best basketball team ever assembled, this 2024 Olympic team? Are they better than the Dream Team? Are they better than the Redeem Team?
Now, I'm listening all day this morning, as early as day. It's hard to say because, like you said, the last three roster spots, I won't say bottom three, right? The last three, there was no weakness on the other team, though. Everybody on that team ended up doing something special with their career, and I just give it. Now, you put Jaylen Brown on the squad, you put a Kyrie on the squad, check it. Check it. Point guard, match up. Everybody matches up. You got Stockton, you got Kyrie, you got Jordan, you got Bron, you got, everybody matches, but the last three roster spots based upon this team kind of put them behind, I believe, just by a tad. But if you add those other two guys, if it's different, they probably check the box, bro, because it's crazy to see AD and JT, Steph, and LeBron on the court at the same time.
What about the Redeem Team? Are they like automatically third? Like out of nowhere, they third?
They did him. That was crazy. You had Wade and Melo.
Melo might be
the best Olympian.
Yeah, the greatest U.S. Olympic basketball player.
That's crazy.
But like the way he would ball in the Olympics,
instantly though,
like he was ridiculous.
But that goes to play. That mid-range game is good for something. He come in and shoot bank shot, pull up after pull up, corner three, and kill. And if you had to guard Bron, you had to go double somebody else.
Yeah,
Melo made a living, bro. So I don't know, man.
Let me see here, man. Let me pull it up. Obviously, we got 1992. We've got Magic, Michael, Larry, and here's the other thing. Like when you talk about 92, we talk about people being in their primes and stuff like that. Michael Jordan, his prime is like, I don't think anybody has ever been as good in their prime
in that long
as Michael Jordan
during that spurt, that run
in the history of the NBA.
The numbers, yeah.
Michael Jordan's prime is better than anybody else's prime.
How long did that last?
Ever play?
How long was it?
I'd probably say maybe I'm pushing out a little bit, but I'll say 88 to 93. 88 to 93. His prime His prime was stupid. It was stupid. Am I wrong with that?
No, as you say, what they say, it was transcendent, right? He transcended, but in every way though, not just on the court, life. You know what I mean? All that. It was wild, bro. Like the fits, I mean, all that. The shoes, like he changed everything, bro. It was great. Yeah.
The other thing that somebody I saw somebody mention on Twitter a couple weeks ago, I think, is they said, I think it was probably like 06 to 07, 08 era. They said Kobe Bryant. Yeah, it was like a highlight.
A run.
Or something like that. They said there's never been a more skilled basketball player than that.
Kobe. Oh, that stretch where he had that 40.
Like 06, 07, 08. And it's hard to argue it because he had no flaws.
pull-up game was
He had
cold.
no
He
flaws.
guarding the best defender, the best offensive player.
Kobe was fast.
Mhm.
He was athletic. He could jump over you. He could handle the rock. He could hit the mid-range. He could hit the three ball.
It was
That's
Mike.
where
That's where it
that's
separated
where it
Mike,
separates
right?
a little bit. He
But-
defended like Mike.
Yeah, man. I mean, everything. But when you looked at him, you saw Michael Jordan. Though. If you didn't, I know something wrong with you. The walk, the bop, the little lengthy. But I mean, everything, bro.
Is Kobe's prime better than Mike's prime? And I'll say Kobe's prime is like 06, or something like that. Like he was crazy.
How many Kobe won? 2 rings? No, he didn't.
In that stretch, he
won just the back-to-back. I mean, the three-peat was that time.
The three-peat was before that. That was
that was the 2 then.
Yeah,
with Paul Gasol and them.
And that 06, when I say 06, 07, 08, that's kind of before Powell got there. I think they went to the finals in 08. Okay. They won in 9. They won. They went to the finals. Yeah, they went to the finals in 8. They lost. They won in 9. They won in 10.
That's crazy, bro. I can't even judge. I mean, what can you? I don't know. It was excellent basketball.
Kobe was a 99
on the highest rating on the game.
That was crazy.
You can't get no better than Kobe. Yeah, that was wild, bro. Just to see that though, and I tell my friends, when I went to college, my grandma was a Kobe Bryant fan. I was like, wow, I'm in Mississippi at 10 o'clock at night. We up watching it start at 8 o'clock out here. She loved Kobe. Why? I don't know, but he was a show, it was Lakers for her, you know what I mean? I was like, you like the Lakers? You like Kobe? But she hated Tim Duncan. I said, what? Tim Duncan don't do nothing. She loved Kobe, man. So I don't know, man. But yeah, he was special, bro.
So we're talking the Redeem team of 2012, I think, or were they 2008? They were 2008.
Redeem?
Yeah, Redeem team was 2008, I believe.
No, I would say I thought it was 12. 8 was.
No, you're right. They were 12. They were
12. Yeah.
Because that was a bad situation in that that 2008 team. Or was that 2004?
No, it was 8. They had to come back in 2012 then.
2004 was with Allen Iverson. That was the team that was all bad.
Which one was the Dwight Howard on too?
I think 8 was the Redeem team.
Oh, 08.
Yeah, 08 was
08.
That's right. Because 4 was all bad. That's when I don't even think we medaled or they did bronze or something like that. And it was with AI and all those guys. Yeah, 8 was the Redeem team. So when you look at the 2018, come on, man, this team,
2008.
This team is crazy, bro.
Read the roster.
We talking about D Wade, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Carmelo Anthony. Jeez, that's crazy right there.
That 4 alone is.
Then we got Chris Paul,
point guard,
Dwight Howard.
Now, people really sleeping on him.
Yeah,
he was a monster in Orlando.
This was like, it wasn't prime. I think he was gone from Orlando this time. But no, he was there. He was young.
That's the playoff. That was right.
He was a young boy. 04. He was a problem.
They was talking about how they used to just say, he said, hey man, funneling my way. That's all you got to do. He was cleaning the glass, changing shots, and rebounding every night.
Here's where the Redeem team may lose it. And once again, no disrespect. These are some great.
Damn, somebody
players.
said, that was 12. Tyson Chandler, KD, Russ.
08 then goes to Chris Bosh, who was really good.
Okay.
Then we got Darren Williams.
Tayshaun
Prince. We've got Carlos Boozer. We've got Michael Redd. And we've got an older Jason Kidd.
So you have, out of the 6, you got 5 non-Hall of Famers. I heard you this morning. Yeah, you got 5 non-Hall of Famers.
Yeah, we got.
Don't get me wrong.
Michael Redd, Boozer,
D. Will, Boozer, Prince,
D. Will,
and
that's 4. Because I think I don't know if he's in already or not, but Bosh will make the Hall of Fame if he's not in already.
Oh, so only 4. But those, that's where the fall off was. But however, we know in their prime, D. Will was a crazy. Actually, he had a good run that year in the Olympics. He played good.
He did play good. D. Will. Yeah, today.
I was about to ask a question. Nasty.
I was about to ask a question. Today, he's better than Tyrese Halliburton. Over time, I think Tyrese Halliburton will be better than Darren Williams.
That dude was tough, bro.
He was a problem.
He can shoot it better than Tyrese can, though, for sure. That pick and roll in Utah was crazy.
Tyrese can shoot the rock. Now, I'm talking more so feet set, got the puppy set.
But D. Will was off that pick and roll. I'm crossover. That was when people were splitting.
No,
like,
he had that.
Oh my
He
God.
had that. He was a problem.
And he's a big body though. That's a big. He was a big guard.
Tatum's better than Tayshaun Prince.
Yep.
Right now, Ant-Man better than Michael Redd, even though Michael Redd was a problem.
That lefty shooter
Michael
though.
Redd was a problem.
Yeah.
But Ant-Man better than him. It's crazy because a lot of people look at it like, oh, the Redeem Team, they might be the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
I think they're third. I think it goes.
So who's number one for you?
Man.
That's the question. I didn't hear you answer that yet. Who's number one?
Man, I don't know, man. Number one is crazy, man.
It's got to go somebody. There's no 1.5.
Right now, today, I have the ability to change my mind in about a month.
Cool. After the results,
now, right now today, right now today it's 92.
Hey, hold on. Stand on business. Stand on business right now, Kenny. You don't get to wait till after they win or lose a medal.
Right.
Who's better?
Right now today, I'm going 92.
92. Okay.
I'm going 92
Okay,
right
okay.
now today.
Okay.
And look, I don't care what you say, JT. if I see something different in a month, I may go to the 2024.
Okay.
I may go to 2024.
Ooh,
so right now today, I'm going. Who you going with?
I'm still going with 92. Okay. My question though, what is up with KD?
Calf. I know. I don't like calves either. I don't know. I think he's good though. I think he's good, but you want to be careful with it.
But also,
be careful with it.
Can we still, as Big Perk says, finish the mission without KD?
I don't know because the world is ready,
bro.
The world is ready.
Because I was like, what? I said, you need him.
Yeah. Maybe that's where Ant-Man comes in and saves the day. Maybe that's Ant-Man's role. He comes in and saves the day.
Now that's KD different though in the Olympics too.
We're gonna see.
Shorter three-point line, all that shit.
But before you get out of here, man, where can everybody find you, big dog?
Hey, man, follow me on 94 Feet with Coach JT on Instagram. And right now I'm dropping the Big 3 series, man. I'm going back to LA. I got some Big 3 interviews coming up, man. So I've been doing that, man, on YouTube. Episodes drop every Sunday, man. Just tap in with me again. 94 Feet with CoachJT.com. You can get the merch. You can watch episodes. You can tap in on the events that's going on in the city as well, too, man. So I appreciate you again, my guy, always. You and Jesse. Shout out to Dane, man. As they say, champagne and all that stuff down in campaigning. Enjoy yourself, big dog, because I know you work hard. And I appreciate y'all for allowing me on your space, man. Always love, for sure.
Man, always.
Hey, July's a great month, though.
It's a great month. It's a great month. It's cancer season. It's a great month.
Okay, well, it's Leo season coming
out. It's cancer season. It's cancer season.
It's the same week, though. We got to share a week together this week, but it's all good. It's going down this month, for sure.
Yes, sir.
Birthdays all around, baby.
My main man, Coach JT Roberts, 94 Feet Podcast, man.